So I'm going to do a quick reading of her bio so you get to know who she is, and then we get right into our conversation. So Ayesha Bedwei Ibe is a partner in PwC Ghana and leads its tax practice. She is also a PwC Africa Diversity and Inclusion leader and is a member of the PwC's West Africa Management Board and the leader for corporate responsibility in West Africa. With over 22 years of experience in the finance and accounting field, Ayesha has been involved in a wide range of projects and has built a network of influential clients and associates during her professional career. President of American Chamber of Commerce Ghana, Ayesha sits on boards across the continent and has been recognized for her outstanding works, including Ghana Tax Media Personality of the Year in 2016 and one of Ghana's 100 most influential women. She holds a BSc in Business Economics from the University of East London and is a fellow of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants in the UK. Please welcome Ayesha Bedwei. Hi, Ayesha, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Ameyaw, and you?
I'm doing well as well. We're a little bit behind time, so I'll go right into it.
Okay.
It is such an honor to have you at the Turners Tribe and take us on the topic building a strong career and business case using E.M.P.O.W.E.R Model. To begin with, could you briefly elaborate what E.M.P.O.W.E.R Model is and how you would like to explain to someone hearing about it for the very first time?
All right, great. Thanks for the intro. So I came up with the Empower model because obviously in doing what I do, I've had the opportunity to interview lots of people through recruitment processes and also sit on lots of interview panels for purposes of promotion through people's careers. And also I've had the chance to work with entrepreneurs as well at different levels of their businesses, not just in Ghana, but in Africa. And one thing comes out clearly to me every single time, and that is that most people are not prepared for the process ahead of them. And so I just put together this model, just an acronym that would help people remember the things they have to do and the things that matter when they find themselves going through these processes that are taking them to the next level, whether it's their career or it's their business. So that's how it came about. So
Fantastic.
now you want me to walk you through it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll start from the top, which is E, right? So E really stands for your expertise. So what happens is that when you find yourself before a group of people who are evaluating you, who are looking at your business, who are looking at your career prospects, you want to go to the next level, you want to be promoted. You really have to articulate the expertise that you have. So it's not for you to assume that they know. So, for example, I'm a chartered accountant, yes, and I do many other things as part of that. So it's for me to document and also to communicate verbally that as part of what I do, I have skills in financial management, I have skills in evaluation of financial models, I have skills in taxation, auditing, etc., etc., etc. So you really have to clearly articulate your expertise, and nothing is not important. Let me put it that way. Every experience that you've had has developed transferable skills within you. And so you should articulate them clearly when you're going through this process. So that's what the first E is for, and it's for expertise. I mean, should I go on?
Yes, please do.
Okay. The next letter is M, and that stands for marketing. So really, it's about how you've sold yourself and also sold your business in terms of the value proposition that you bring to the table. So in terms of selling yourself and selling your products that or the services that you are selling as well, how have you helped the business that you are in grow? Let's say we're dealing with your career and your promotion. How have you contributed? What has happened because of you in that business? How have you sold the business to other people? Because I think one thing I want people to realize is that wherever you find yourself working at whatever period in time and for however long, you really should contribute to that business. And when you contribute to that business in terms of increasing their scope and their customer services, their clients, their market area, you should be able to document and remember how what you did made that happen and also communicate it. You should never think that people are going to assume that you did it or that they will remember what you did. You have to actually take account of it and communicate it clearly. And the same thing goes for your business. Whatever it is that you sell, whatever it is that you are delivering as a service, you should be able to market it well. You should be able to understand your product or your service and communicate that well to the people who are evaluating you. So the second letter M is for marketing. The third letter is P, and that's for your personality. When you go before people, when you go before an audience or people who are really just looking at you to determine what kind of person you are, why they should invest in your business if that's what you're looking for, or why they should promote you, you have to bring your personality to the table, because remember that they're probably going to be meeting lots and lots of people. Just imagine or picture the American Idol process. They see hundreds and hundreds of people. So what is it about you that makes you stand out? What should they remember about you? I remember once interviewing a young lady, and one of the things that she said that made her stand out to me to this day is that when she was in secondary school, she learned how to repair shoes, bought herself some shoe repairer glue, and she was doing that to make extra money on the side. I've not heard of any young girls who have ever done a shoe, a cobbler business at the age of 14 or 15 just to earn extra money. And I remember that. That told me that she was somebody who was determined, she was creative, she was imaginative, and she was willing to think outside of the proverbial box. And so your personality is very important. Let people see who you are through the process. The next letter is O, and that's about opportunities. So the opportunities that you are creating for the business, or the opportunities that you're creating for yourself, what have you done? Because sometimes people just come into an organization, or even when they're building their business, and they don't consider how to grow it. You know, they don't consider building a pipeline. Even if you work somewhere for 2 years, what opportunities have you spotted? You can always communicate those opportunities to your bosses or evaluators by letting them know that, listen, in my interactions with the people I deal with, whether it's going to the bank or picking your kids up from school, you had a conversation with somebody, because you see the business that you're doing is in your mind. And so you spot the opportunities, you spot the people, and you engage them to see how you can grow the business. And so anytime that you've done that, any opportunities you've identified, you must bring that to the evaluation table, the evaluation board, so that they will know that this person is thinking not just about today, but about the future as well. And they want this organization to grow. They want their own business to grow. They may be servicing clients in Ghana, but they have the plan to cover 5 countries in 5 years, for example. Or they may be, for example, a stylist today, but they have the plan to open their own boutique or shop in 2 years' time because they've spotted the opportunities. So that's really what opportunities is about. The next letter is W, and that's for wins. So, you've got your expertise, you know what you're doing, you're looking at what you've done in terms of marketing, you've brought your personalities to the table, you've also identified opportunities. But have you won any of those opportunities? Did something crystallize into tangible gains because of you? If it did, you have to be ready to talk about it. And you must remember, I find that people, because they don't get into the habit of documenting what they do, they actually undersell themselves. And so any wins that have come across into the organization that you are in, or any wins that have come into your business, you must document, you must be ready to talk about them. Because you see, at any given point in time, if you want to grow, people would like to know what you've done and how. And so your wins, your success stories in terms of opportunities that have turned into tangible items for the business should be spoken about clearly. The second E is for environment. So you need to know your business and political environment, economic environment as well. It's not enough to just be in your corner or in your silo doing whatever it is that you do, whether you're baking bread, you're sewing clothes. You must know and understand what's happening in the economy of the country that you are in. You must know what's happening politically. You must know what's happening internationally and how can you take advantage of that. Having a good understanding of the environment, whether it's business, economic, political, helps you make the right decisions for the future. And the last letter R is about the revenues. Whether we go up or we come down, ultimately businesses need to make money. And so, what revenues have you brought into the business if you're working for an employer? Or what revenues have you brought into your own business since you came in there, since you built it? And all the ideas that you've talked about, whatever the creative process has been for you, has that translated into money? And so you need to be able to document that. And so, in summary, this is a story you need to be able to tell to people who are evaluating you as an employee rising up the ranks, or evaluating you as a business owner who's probably looking for investments, partnerships, and what have you. These letters will help you keep on track in terms of your achievements. breaking them out to different areas, and showing your evaluators a very comprehensive story. So I'm done. I tried to do it as quickly as possible.
You tried. So I would like you to share how professionals can utilize the Empower model to uplift, build, and develop their business and careers. But before that, I would like you to also briefly state within the Empower model, which component do you see people struggle the most with?
Right. I think people struggle the most with wins and revenues. Because you see, when it comes to ideas and the creative process and identification of opportunities, people have a lot of things to say, but it doesn't always translate into something tangible. And so what happens is that the people who are evaluating you have no trust in the fact that you can deliver. So that's why I see struggle.
All right. So the main part of the question now, as to how professionals can utilize the Empower model to uplift, build, and develop their businesses and careers.
So for me, it's all about documentation, right? Whether you choose to document in terms of writing or you choose to record videos of yourself or voice notes of yourself, you need to record all your achievements and break them down into these areas. So what you find is that if, let's say, you are, let me see, a fashion design, oh, sorry, let's say you're a teacher, for example. I mean, just saying you're a teacher doesn't tell me the whole story, but actually writing down, articulating that I help, let's say, 14 to 15-year-olds achieve academic success through interesting ways of learning. That tells me a lot, right? And so it's about articulating your expertise in a way that will capture your audience and have them wanting to know more. Okay. When it comes to, let me say, your personality, remember that you're going to go before people. And so this also comes from practice. You need to rehearse how you communicate. You need to practice with people. You need to practice how to be interviewed. And most of the time, some of these serious interviews involve panels, so more than 3 people asking you questions. And so you need to be consistent in the way you present yourself. So in summary, what I'm trying to say is that the Empower model helps you focus on what is important, organize your thoughts and your achievements in easily identifiable areas that make sense to a serious evaluator who's helping you or looking to help you move to the next level in your career or in your business. And in your business, most of the time, business people, entrepreneurs often only get serious about these kind of things when they're looking for investments, for funding, and for partnership. So it's best to start early. It's best to document these things in as clear a pattern as possible, using this as a kind of template, so that when that day comes, you'll be prepared. One of the things I do see is that it's very hard to take a lot of entrepreneurs seriously because they find themselves wanting, when it comes, like I said, to key areas such as revenue, because everybody wants to see a business making money. It's not just about the idea. And also wins, how they've been able to translate any opportunities into successful wins. And so this hopefully will help them articulate all of these in the right way.
Great. Before we enter into the rapid fire questions, I want you to tell us what are the 3 career or business principles that have served or guided you throughout your years as a professional?
So the first one I'll say is humility. You need to be humble to be able to learn and ask the right questions. If you're humble, you have an open heart and an open mind, and you'll be ready to receive from the right people who can impact your life in a great way. The second one I'd say is knowing my craft. So that's expertise, as we have it in the model. Knowing my craft. It's important that I know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about at any given point in time. So I always have to be on top of my game. I always need to be constantly in a learning situation so that I can know my craft and really be an expert at what I do. So that's expertise. And the third one I would say has got to do with empathy. I have found that I'm a naturally an empathetic person, and I found that to be very advantageous for me because it helps me connect with the people that I'm working with, not just my internal colleagues, but people outside my immediate circle who potentially have given me opportunities, business opportunities, people who I've formed relationships with. And it's all just because of empathy, being able to put myself in their shoes, showing some kind of kindness at any given point in time, and just listening and letting them know that I connect with you, I see you. So for me, it's humility, expertise, and empathy.
Great. All right. So now for the rapid fire shooters. So the best career advice you've ever received is?
Have patience.
one one productivity hack you can share with professionals and entrepreneurs are or
Del-
is
delegate.
delegation. 3 traits that got you to become the leader you are today.
Let me how can I put it? Always willing to learn, naturally interested in personal development and improvement, and naturally being interested in knowing about myself. So self-awareness and self-discovery. Those 3 things have helped me.
So 2 books you would recommend people to read or watch out for would be
Called to Create by Jordan Rayner. And that's a Christian and business book about running businesses and entrepreneurship. And then the second one would be The Road to, oh God, why is the name eluding me? Okay, I can't remember it right now, but I'll give you another book. This is just a novel, Memoirs of a Geisha, because I have a very imaginative mind, and the detail in that book is very beautiful. So Memoirs of a Geisha and Called to Create. Memoirs of a Geisha is a bit of an old one. Called to Create is a new book that came out in 2021 and very useful.
fantastic. So thank you very much, Ayesha. It's been a pleasure
Thank you,
having you
Miriam.
on this discussion. Cheers. Have a wonderful evening.
Have a wonderful evening. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.